Hi everyone, let's talk about Calico, which again is on Kickstarter right now, and you can check out the link in the description to the campaign page, or it'll be in one of the corners somewhere, probably. So, what do I think about the game? I'll get it out of the way straight away. Absolutely love this game. I think it is absolutely fantastic. One of the best tile laying games out there at all. And yeah, I remember saying this previously for another cat-based tile laying game recently. It's been a really good year for cat-based tile laying games with this and the Isle of Cats, which, different game, you can watch that playthrough. They did polyominoes and things. So yeah, Marty approves, of course, with the cat theme. It's got beautiful, beautiful art from Beth Sobel, who has worked on, Herbaceous, one of the artists on beautiful Wingspan. Absolutely gorgeous visuals, both in the cats and that kind of look of it, but also this patchwork quilt that you are building up over the course of the game. And patchwork itself does a lovely job of that, but in Calico as well, you are looking at such a lovely thing once you have finished the game. So it's got this cute theme of building up a patchwork quilt to attract cats in it, but the standard game, there is a family variant that strips the goals out, so they're just dead zones on your board, and you don't have to worry about those. You just have to worry about getting the groups of colours and patterns for the cats. But just in the standard game, without having advanced and different goals and things involved in it, it is a surprisingly thinky game. For me anyway, I am prone to analysis paralysis and taking ages for my turns sometimes, and I found that from turn one, all of these things were running through my head about, what am I planning for? This goal wants everything to be different around it. So obviously, in turn one, you've got these visions of, I'm going to be able to complete every goal, and I'm going to be able to do colours and patterns for it so that I can score the maximum points for everything. But of course, the chances of you doing that are very, very low based on, the choices that you make, the sacrifices that you make to get yourself a group of colours or patterns and things like that. And just in terms of the tiles that come out, the thing that you want just might not be there that game. So you want a different thing around one goal, and then this goal wants you to have 2-3 of a kinds around it, and this goal wants you to have 3 different pairs around it. So just from the start, you're trying to think of, well, this could satisfy both of these goals, and then this tile is coming out, so I can take that at the end of this round and start to do this. And all the world your oyster at the very start of the game. You've got all these grand plans, and it does such a fantastic job of just squeezing you over the course of the game that as your board starts to fill up, and not even in the last few turns, as you kind of see it all approaching, you can see how, this is not getting done. I am going to have to sacrifice this or that, or hopefully not give up on one of the goals. But yeah, my idea of getting all of these different colours together so I can get this rainbow tile and stuff, it's just too late for it. The tile hasn't come out, and yeah, things need to change. I really found the planning of it satisfying, and the radical backtracking and panic that sets in as the game comes to a close as well, and you have to try and make the best of. So in my experience anyway, my limited experience with the prototype, a bad situation that you've left yourself in. It's these grand plans that you had at the start, a couple of them might end up forgotten, or suddenly remembered. Now it's too late and you've placed something incorrect there, and now you can't score that goal at all. So how am I going to make up the points for it? I love how you've got these competing things going on, that you've got the big overarching thing is trying to get these goals, but then you've got the cats that are out there. There are 3 different cats that in the basic game want you to have 3 patterns grouped up, or 4 patterns grouped up, or 5 patterns grouped up. But then there are loads of different cats that offer even more points for making certain groups of these tiles that can change things up. But just in that standard game, you are trying to satisfy the goals. You're trying to also get patterns together so that you can score the cat points as well, and attract cats onto who doesn't want all of those cat tokens on their quilt player board. You have all of these different tiles around the outside of your player board that count towards all of these things. So as well as the things that you're drafting, you are looking at the things that are printed onto your player board and how they are matching up with the tiles that you're placing to try and maximize your effectiveness. But inevitably, getting one thing, you are covering up other spaces and limiting yourself in that way. So do you just chase loads of the pattern that's, it's all randomly placed out, which patterns are the most valuable, which need the biggest groups? So do you just try and go for loads of cats of the smallest groups of, it was the dots in this playthrough, wasn't it? Do you just go for loads of them to try and get as many as you can? Or do you try and go for the big game and those great big patterns that are worth the most points, but potentially can get in the way the most? And on top of that, you're trying to get the buttons as well for getting a group of 3 or more colours. And then if you can get every different colour, then you get a rainbow token that's worth even more points. So all of this is running through your head at once. And I don't want to try and make out like the game is complicated or really hard, because it's not, is it? Even in the family variant, if you took those goals out of the picture, all you're doing each round is placing a tile anywhere and getting another tile. The actual process of your turn couldn't be much more simple, could it? But yeah, the kind of decision space that comes from such a simple decision is mind-boggling, and I am so impressed just from playing a few games with this prototype. I'm impressed that just how quickly I managed to time myself in. Not obviously that's a personal thing, and that might not be the case for you and your group, but yeah, just how much space there is for not only planning, but also if you just want to play it by ear and just see what comes out and try and grab those bonuses. I think that you'll want to try and do something with your goal at least. But yeah, there is a lot for both camps really, in that you have those long-term goal rewards for big points, but you also have the short-term things where you only have to make little groups of colours. And how unprofessional, a ringing phone. I had a really good point then as well. It was going to be the best point ever, but it's gone now. So yeah, you've seen it in the playthrough. Ignore what I think about it. I am absolutely in love with Calico, both in terms of the production of it, and it's just a prototype for now, but the dual layer boards, the absolutely spectacular, beautiful art in it, the lovely theme, but also the absolutely fantastic puzzle of the game and how it has just blown my mind to pieces. Yeah, Calico. There's supposed to be an ending there. Bye, everyone.